Hi and welcome to Cars and Coffee Stories. We are in San Clemente, California. I'm standing here with John. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
John, tell us about your car.
It is a 1967 Ferrari 365 GT 2+2. I bought it in 1999 because I wanted a 12-cylinder Ferrari, and these were the only ones that were affordable. This car was originally brought out in Paris in Europe, and then they brought it to the US in the early 70s. And Bill Harrah had one of Harrah's casinos up in Reno. So Road and Track got his car and did a test, and they wrote an article, and the subtitle of the article was 365 GT 2+2, the Queen Mother of Ferraris. And they called it that because it was the first Ferrari with power steering and air conditioning and had all the amenities. And somehow that label stuck to it. So everyone refers to this as the Queen Mother these days. But it's a great road car. I've driven it to Monterey, to the historic week, probably 10 times over the years. Never trucked it there, always drove it.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just a fantastic car.
Is it original? Like original color and engine?
This is the original color and the original interior color, yeah. It's been repainted and the interior has been redone, but that's a factory headrest that you could buy for your wife on a long trip. Cars didn't even have side mirrors originally, and in Europe, they didn't have any of these safety features, so there were no headrests, no side mirrors. That's an add-on. And so they're really designed for cruising in, little two-lane roads in Europe. And that's why they are called GT cars. And that's what they're great at. The drive to Monterey really is the favorite. Yeah. So I always come down Highway 1 when I come back from there. So there's nothing better than cruising down Highway 1 in a car like this. In 2004, the Ferrari National Meet was at Monterey during the Historics, and my family was there for the first time. And this is a four-seater, so both of my kids are in the back. We did the rally with the Ferrari National Meet, and at the end of it, we did laps around the track at Laguna Seca. It's a GT car, which stands for Grand Touring, so it's made for roads like Highway 1 or, the roads in the foothills of California. It's not made for going around corners super fast. It's just a great road car. The faster you go, the better it feels. But you don't want to go too fast with wire wheels.
Yeah.
Maybe 130, somewhere around there.
Difficult to maintain?
Actually, if you have the right people to work on it, no. We rebuilt the distributors and carburetors in 2000, which was 17, 18 years ago. Still runs fine. There's a guy in San Clemente that is basically the king of Ferrari parts. I found him before I bought this car, and he helped me find it. I literally moved into his office because he had a space for rent. So just to be sure I was able to get parts, I moved into the office of the guy who had the parts. Those bumpers on the front of this car originally had a bumper with a bar connecting those two, which I didn't like the look of. I still have it, it's original. Those are brand new bumpers for this car that were literally laying on the floor in the office, and I just took them and put them on one day. So the answer to your question is you find the guy with the parts and become friends with him, and I still am to this day. There's an event coming up with the Ferrari Club. We go out over Ortega Highway to one of the wineries out there. So I usually do that every year, but seem to be driving it less and less these days, unfortunately. Yeah. There isn't a Ferrari that sounds better than this car when it's tacking all the way to the red line. It really sounds fantastic. Wow. It's all original except those hood scoops. This is the only model of this car with those particular scoops. So I'm still trying to work with the Ferrari factory to get proof that they were done at the factory. Oh, wow. It's still a question, but they're identical to the later model Ferrari types of scoops that were on their production cars. So we'll see.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Good to meet you.